Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you are all doing well and enjoying your day so far, and today is February the 8th, that being the day that League Play drops into Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War supposedly. The exact time of it dropping is not clear as yet. Going to be talking about that in the coming minutes here, and also so many other spicy things that happened on the timeline last night. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you were new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. On the verge of 45,000 subscribers. Crazy stuff given that when the season ended, I think we had like 25k or something like that way back at the end of August, start of September, for all the chaos of that rostermania period. But again, now at the start of the next season, we've almost doubled that number. Incredible stuff. Yeah, thank you guys so much. As Crone says, League Play tomorrow. TacticalRab Academy. Well, this is originally from a TacticalRab Academy, this video of this new skirt track we have for the Call of Duty League. TacticalRab Academy will certainly be running the ladders, but when will that be happening? It's unclear as yet exactly when it's going to be dropping. To my understanding, the updates tend to happen at 10 AM Pacific, which is 1 PM Eastern or 6 PM UK time. So around about then, a few hours from when this video goes live, we're expecting League Play to drop into the title. And well, there has been certainly some questions these last few days. How good is League Play going to be? Is there an ELO system, right? There was the discussion about it builds on the popularity of Black Ops 4's ladder system, which doesn't sound like the ELO system we had back in World War II. Maybe they'll build on that by adding an ELO system or something to that effect. We would love to see it, and well, maybe Trek will come through at one point or another. But well, finally dropping into the title today, and if it's actually any good, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War might actually be a fun game to play from the kind of public match perspective. This I thought was really interesting as well. So Vonderharr, you guys might remember this tweet from back in November when Scump was talking about it, like, look, we're a franchise game now, how can we not have a ranked playlist every single year? And Vaughn said at the time, let me rewrite that for you, you can thank me later. I'm really thankful for the hard-working men and women trying to give us a ranked playlist. Now, yesterday I thought this was interesting as well. So this guy has a Crisco right here that immediately dies to the train, and then dies again to the train, just spawns right into its path, which is pretty funny. And yeah, I just spawned into my deathman, what is this? You know, saying, okay, Trek, like, come on, we should probably be fixing this. I shouldn't be just spawning when the train is coming down on Express. So Vonderharr comes back with, he's like the lead developer over at Treyarch, making video games is legit hard. What is that? Dozens of people dedicated to you. And I don't really understand this mindset really from Von that he seems to be portraying so far this season. The idea that maybe you can't like criticize Treyarch because, you know, there's people working hard to make this game as best they can possibly be. But, you know, we pay for this game at the end of the day, right? There is some obligation for them to actually make it good. And this seems to be like a pretty reasonable complaint that you're spawning into your death with, well, the train coming down the tracks. So I'm not really sure what Vonderharr's really going for. He replies with this, it's painful for me to agree with my best critics, but here we are. Criscopers are really terrible people who only care about themselves. So yeah, not really sure what's going on with Von this year. I think some people are saying, okay, exactly what is going on with these developers if they seem to think that they're immune from criticism somehow, and maybe that will affect, well, how much things change for the competitive scene. But I don't really think Tony Flame has, well, come up with some similar kind of tweets to Vonderharr. He seems to be very receptive and definitely has more maybe of a lens within that Treyarch team to the competitive scene. But League Play is coming soon. As Hitcheride says, League Play is not going to be safe tomorrow, just stick to pubs. So we've got the TSD guys and Dr. Disrespect, so that is pretty cool to see. And Mutineers say this as well, leaked photo of Neptune's settings, auto sprint disabled. So yeah, clearly disabled now. Was it disabled a few days ago, though, where we had the whole discussion? That is certainly still something up in the air. I imagine we'll never know. So yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday, of course. This I thought was really interesting. Texas Forward gets almost 8,000 likes on this one. But you guys may have noticed, and I think it was a Rockstar advert during the Super Bowl, Nature was featured. Somewhat unfortunate, I mean, not really unfortunate, but it would have been nice to see him using a controller maybe, just because that's where he started up. This, of course, the image on the left from way back in the day when it was like, you know, Red Bull Nadeshot. Nowadays, it's 100 Thieves Nature. He's repping the 100 Thieves merch in this advert, so honestly thought that was really cool, all things considered. Crazy to see what Nate has done from well, way back in the day, playing Call of Duty in his bedroom to being one of the biggest names in esports and doing incredible things. This was also entertaining, right? So Patrick Mahomes on the Kansas City Chiefs, the losing team. Yesterday, if you guys are outside of the States and aren't really too familiar with the Super Bowl, I kind of, well, just saw it on the news this morning and thought I'd have a look just so I could actually understand exactly what is going on here. But Patrick Mahomes, obviously on the losing team, is playing like World War II formal. So, I don't know, I heard some people say he played well, some people say he didn't play so well. Apparently his teammates let him down or something. I didn't watch it, it finished at like 3 AM my time. But World War II formal, of course, wasn't formal's best year, right? Comes off Infinite Warfare, winning the World Championship, and then that was Methodz' best game, right, back in World War II. If anything, Methodz almost like replaced formal in a sense when formal left to Luminosity Gaming, and then Methodz came into the OpTic Gaming team at the end of the season. We'll look at that in just a couple of seconds here. But as Hitch says in reply, damn, and you watching both of them play on Sunday once again. So Methodz certainly knew he was in for a roasting right here, but yeah, free impressions, baby, and we're talking about it on the video as well. And Formal then says, or Ghosts Ziddy, AW Ziddy, Black Ops 3 Ziddy, Infinite Warfare Ziddy, Black Ops 4 Ziddy, just saying like, look, I maybe wasn't the greatest in World War II, but you're not good good at basically any single game, apart from World War II when you just sat on a head glitch with a bar, with an STG, and taking down people from range. So I thought I'd look really quickly at these guys' careers, of course, or at least their performance back in World War II. Because Formal, I mean, it wasn't his best year by any means, especially as I said, coming off Infinite Warfare, dropping a 1.44 at the World Championship to win it, goes into that game, and yeah, the Dynasty wasn't exactly in full effect throughout World War II, and then ended up breaking parts halfway through the season. But this was probably Method's best year as a competitor. They won the Atlanta Open, I believe he was the MVP at this event, Loony, TJ, Methodz, and Gunless. But then after a few events, after they come top 8 of the Stage 1 playoffs, the Envy team with Slasher on breaks apart. Slasher then comes into this squad instead. Methodz gets dropped off the team. I think there was some discussion at the time that Loony was like scapegoating Methodz or whatever. There was certainly a bit of drama that we would have covered on the channel if this channel existed at the time. But yeah, Methodz gets removed off the team. Slasher comes in. They win 2 events, and then Anaheim and Seattle, and then Methodz is in a difficult spot. He goes on to TK for a time, then gets picked up to OpTic Gaming, right? So after Seattle, OpTic Gaming break apart. OpTic Gaming stay as Scump and Crimsix. They bring in Octane effectively to replace Formal, and then they need a replacement for Karma, who effectively gets benched for the rest of the season by these guys. They wanted John, supposedly. They wanted Zuma, supposedly. Couldn't get either of those guys, and had to settle for Methodz in a really weird team where Scump was effectively the only fast-paced player on the squad. Octane and Methodz were sitting back. Crim has never been the fastest player, right? And you can see now he's the main assault rifle on the Dallas Empire. So this was certainly Methodz' best season, but compared to Formal's career, it kind of, well, pales in comparison. Formal at the time, of course, after this Seattle event where they came top 16, goes on to Luminosity Gaming, and actually at the World Championship here, despite coming top 6, he actually had a phenomenal event at the World Championship. He had a 1.36 KD. I mean, teaming with JCap seemed to get the best out of him, from Formal not exactly performing the best in the early part of the season to dropping absolute numbers at the World Championship. So it was pretty impressive with that STG in hand, as it was at the time. Yeah, it's definitely some nostalgia about that game for me nowadays, but honestly, playing it at the time, it was pretty horrible, and I don't exactly miss it by any means at all. But Methodz piping up, Formal firing back, always some funny stuff. This I thought came out as well, so when you're in a 1 versus 1 with 10 seconds left and you cannot find the last guy, lots of memes coming out as a result of the weekend yesterday. And of course, anytime there is some sort of sporting event, there is always some complaints about the referees, and this is a nice throwback here from Slasher. Call of Duty fans that do things right. This was way back at CWL London 2019, and this, of course, in that situation, Luminosity versus FaZe, when the FaZe clan guys with scraps on it at the time lost that seaside control, even though technically they won the round, but the game gave the victory to, I think it was Slacked in a 1 versus 1 or something, and he was capturing the point, but they killed him before he captured, or like he killed someone else before he captured it. I forget exactly how it worked, but for some reason the game decided that Luminosity would win, even though in reality, if you were looking at the situation from an unbiased eye, you would have said that FaZe should have won that round, but for some reason the game decided LG win, and well, the referees decided that, okay, we're just going to go with what the game tells us, which was that Luminosity win. They give it a 3-2. They were certainly not crowd favourites that weekend, and myself and of course the rest of their wonderful lads in the crowd were having a pretty entertaining chant that I'll play for you guys right at the end of the video right here. And just one final clip to finish off the video here from Arcitys. Wasn't streaming, but tried bringing it back in 8. I think Simp replied saying, you know, is that single digit ping I am seeing, because he was hosting this match. But yeah, honestly, pretty disgusting here from Arcitys. Definitely shows that, okay, FaZe, honestly, the amount of firepower they have on their team is pretty remarkable, and we've seen, okay, they lost to the Florida Mutineers at that kickoff event. Later today, we're going to talk about exactly, well, some of these issues regarding the ping situation, the fact that, okay, they're playing up against the Florida Mutineers. That might have been a difficult one for them, but supposedly been looking very good in scrims as of late, and Arcitys, of course, well, trying to recapture some quality form, and well, even that little, you know, finesse with the Hellstorm, the cruise missile even, pretty impressive to see. Enjoy to hear your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. I know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
frequency. How about that frequency?
Bomb carrier down. Enemies down to 1. Make it 0. It's down to you. Make the agency proud. Don't get cocky. We need to repeat that performance.